Well, hello. Welcome to another week chatting about our gardens, which, boy, they've been a bit of a it's been a bit of a year, hasn't it? I'm so happy to be joined here with Danny from the Grow Up channel. Uh we were just chatting here before. We haven't chatted to each other in quite some
Ages
time.
at
It's
age, yeah.
amazing how quick time flies.
It goes so quick.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
Danny has been pretty busy over on his plot. Do you want to talk about the big move?
Yeah, so I've given up the grapevine plot and taken on a plot that's close, right next to the fig and olive plot. It's just better for logistics, really, Audrey. And as much as I really do miss the grapevine garden because it was the plot, the plot that I started with on the channel. But it was a hard decision to give that back. But I have to think of the logistics and the future of the channel rather than the future of my sentimentality of it. So, but yeah, things are changing on there. Like today, my hands, I still can see bits of dirt under my nails because I had a quick shower and then I rushed on you because me and Linda from the Feel Good Garden channel, we were both taking my polytunnel down today and it's completely down now. And well, bar two little poles because it started raining, and then that's coming down, and then the new tunnel is being put up next week. I hope it's being put up because if it doesn't now, I've got no tunnel. But yeah, that's been taken down. There's so much going. The fruit cage is going up the week after. Then the new shed. It's just it's like a construction site at the moment, but it'll
But
be
it's
worth
really
it.
exciting, isn't it, to see all
Yeah,
now that you have so much more experience too under your belt on what you really want your
yeah,
allotment to look like and how you want it to feel. It
yeah.
sure makes those decisions easier, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's actually my 3 years anniversary coming up, and
Okay.
I remember someone I actually didn't know, a viewer messaged me and said, like, do you like I can't believe you've been doing it for 3 years. Like, do you remember my? Because I remember their first comment, which is really, I just remember it sticking out. And I went back and watched my first video, and I couldn't believe even myself. Like, I know who I am as a person, but even
Yeah.
back then compared to now, yeah, completely. I present completely different, and my knowledge is so much more. And yeah,
Well, and you get more comfortable realizing you're being filmed, which is
yeah,
that's a weird thing in and of itself, but you
yeah,
get more comfortable.
absolutely. I
Yeah.
remember being stood on my plot, holding a spade, completely still, telling him I was going to be doing no dig with a spade in my hand. Like, it didn't make no difference. I didn't show them nothing in front of me. I just presumed they knew what was going on. But yeah, now I waltz around the plot and I'm showing everything and I'm whizzing around, and yeah, it's a different story now. But I'm glad I've grown as a person and the channel has as well. So yeah.
Yes. Now, is someone else, taking over the grapevine? Like, okay.
So that's already been taken over now. And do you know what? I have not actually gone down there because another plot holder said it's changed a lot since. And I don't know. I just feel like I want to go and remember it how it was. But I'm sure I will because it's on the other side of the site. So I'm sure at some point I'll pop down. But yeah, it's strange not go in there anymore. And I knew that plot inside and out. And the new plot that I've gone now, I was saying today at Linda, I'm actually no dig, but I'm gonna actually have to dig the plot over in autumn because I don't actually know what's underneath. So I'm saying to you
Okay.
earlier on, like, I haven't got biometer maze tail. I know I haven't got those, but I could have other problems I need to deal with.
Well, we're gonna hope that's not the case.
Excuse me. I hope so.
Yes. So are there any new, plans, uh,
Yeah.
that you wanna
the,
share?
yeah. Oh
Okay.
God, so many plans, so many plans. Like, there's a new fruit cage going up, which is quite big, really. I've not had a fruit cage before, so that's going up. And yeah, a new shed that's going to be turned into more like a log cabin with an all glass front. It's going to be
Oh,
quite. It's going to be quite
nice.
slick. It's going to be all black framed, and I am building it myself. And I'm going to have a log burner in there, so I'm moving my log burner over from my one shed to the
Okay.
other, and that's going to be more of a where I present sometimes in the rain or I sow seeds, and it's going to be quite slick, really. I think that the new shed is going to be
Well,
I'm
your
gonna
old
try and
one,
make it a better.
you had really souped up your old one. I mean, that
Yeah,
was
the
nice
old
once that log burner went in, that was
yeah, there
very
was
nice.
in that the old one still's got a kitchen in there, solar electricity, heating. I used to cook my meals in there off the plot. That's still going to be there. So I think the kitchen all's going to stay,
Yeah,
but I think the log burner, I think I'm going to move over to the other plot because it's right next door anyway, so it doesn't make no
sure,
difference.
sure. Well, that sounds it's almost like a B&B.
Yeah, yeah. People come round. Sorry, people come round sometimes just for breakfast. My friends come round and
That's
yeah.
nice,
The
that's
only
really
difference
nice.
is now is yeah, is that it's a bit closer, so I am gonna go from the one plot to the other. So that's the only difference.
Well, I realized I didn't say hi to everybody. I was
I
so
know.
excited that Danny and I had
I was seeing the chat going through,
just
and I was thinking,
reconnected. But let me just say hi to Allie, or Trisha, I'm not sure who's here. Um, well, there's Danny. I think he's in both places. I see Andrew. Hi, Andrew, and hi, Margaret. Jersey Dave is here. Trude is here. Oh, lovely. The Kentish Gardener. Love that name.
I
Uh,
know.
oh, I just lost my little mouse. Just a second. Here we go. Andrew,
Is,
hello. What is my mouse is acting up a little bit here.
so
It's okay.
is Ali over at the right pair plot? I can see that she's just written her name there. Then,
Okay. Well, hi, Allie. It was fun having you on last week. Really enjoyed that.
funny
Uh,
enough, I've got that one to watch tonight. I'm as I was mentioning my shifts, I'm catching up. But I seen yesterday that last day, so it's on my watch list for today.
yeah, and I see that we have John in and the Wyoming Yeti. Welcome. I thought also Danny and I might chat a little bit about. I was very discouraged yesterday when I went out into my garden. The animals, I think, believe I'm growing all of this for them.
Yeah.
Uh, I had, I have put my squash and pumpkins, sometimes even my summer squash, in these little mesh bags because
Oh
my
yeah.
understanding is that they don't like that on their paws. Well, now they've learned how to chew through the string that ties them, and
Oh,
everything gets like one bite.
what pest is this?
I'm assuming it's a squirrel.
Yeah.
I'm because they're my nemesis.
Oh,
But
I
everything, even my eggplant had holes in them. I'm like, "What are you guys
wow.
doing eating eggplant? You don't even like this. What are you doing?" And they just take one bite out of everything. I wish they would just realize you're not gonna like any of this stuff. Just move
Yeah.
on. Um, have you had any of those kind of I know a lot of people have had some pest issues
No,
this year.
I, I always seem like it feels like I might be lying when I never have these pest problems. Like I never see like badgers. I see people having like foxes jumping on nets. We don't have fox problems. We have squirrels, but they don't bother our plots. Like my corn, I harvested all my corn. There was never no problems.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't know why slugs. I have slugs like everyone else, but never where they decimate a crop. Nothing. I don't know what it is. And squirrels, I see people. So many people.
oh,
You'd be absolutely mortified that I actually used to have a pet squirrel when I was younger. That's how rural I am. I used to have a pet squirrel. I actually love squirrels, and I encourage them a lot. And you'd be like, "What?"
oh, yeah,
Yeah,
I have friends who have little picnic tables that hold corn
yeah,
cobs for the squirrels, and I think, are you kidding me? You actually encourage them to come? Uh, yeah, oh my goodness. Yeah, I've had that, and, I've had a lot of, my tomatoes look just horrible.
wow.
I don't understand what's this year just has been a
Mm,
tough year. Now you're probably getting fabulous tomatoes, and I mean, I'm getting you're not? Okay, I'm
no,
getting some, but I mean,
yeah,
I went to a farmer's market this week
yeah.
and cleaned them out. Like, I still
I
I still want the stuff,
I think
but
I've harvested 10 tomatoes in my tunnel this year.
oh,
It's
wow.
I don't know what's happened. I know that the weather's been like appalling. Like we haven't
Right.
had much sun and heat, but yeah, even in the side of the tunnel, I don't know. I've seen like Ali on the right pear plot. I've seen her with her trugs full of tomatoes, and I'm
Oh,
so jealous. And but Linda, she's got quite a few on her in her tunnel, but all our site is all the tomatoes are still green. Um, I don't know what's happened to the chat, but I'm not ignoring people. People are writing stuff, but for some reason, when I type it, it's saying that there's an error. I can't seem to. It won't seem to let me type. But yeah, I don't know why.
do you want to pop out the Facebook chat?
Maybe it's that.
And
I don't know what it is. Let me
that's
pop it up.
that's okay. If I see a question for you, I will surely ask you about it.
Yeah, let me
Um,
see. Yeah, it's saying error. Try again. I don't know what's going on, but yeah, some reason I can't seem to reply back to people in the chat. But yeah, I just thought I'd let you know.
okay.
But yeah, someone asked what's happening to my old tunnel, but I've donated it to Linda at the Feel Good Garden channel, so she can benefit. There's nothing wrong with it. There's literally nothing wrong with my tunnel at all. I'm very grateful for the tunnel, that I had. It was just the tunnel cover was a little bit slack, and first tunnels offered me one with the ventilation and both double doors sliding, so it would be easier for me. So, and they were what they wanted to build it, so
Yeah.
of course I'm not going to say no.
No, is it a little bigger?
It's
Is it a
bigger,
little? Yeah.
and they're coming to build it. They're coming to build it in 3 hours. It'll be built. So, I
Wow.
of
That's
course I'm gonna.
that's a hard that's a hard thing to refuse, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Because yeah, I've never seen anybody actually construct theirs in 3 hours. That's a lot.
Yeah. They're so quick with it. They got so many. With the impact drills and things, and there's so many on the teams doing different things,
Oh
and
yeah.
they pre make all the doors and things anyway. So they know what they're doing. They're like in and out, and it's done. So yeah.
Yeah. Robin is also complaining about the squirrels being a menace. Yeah.
Wow.
They're my least favorite rodent in the garden.
You get like problems with your squashes as well. Do you get like a bug for those as well? Like
Well,
for
there are
pumpkins?
squash bugs, but my squirrels get to them before the squash bug.
Ah,
Um,
oh,
so I'm very disappointed this year that
yeah.
all of and they were growing beautifully. It was called a butternut squash, so it was
Wow.
more neck than the bulb. So
Yeah,
they're very easy to process. They're easy to cut up. Again, they all have lovely nibbles out of them. And I don't know about you, but things like squirrels and rabbits and just like kind of the rodent family, I don't know that I like to reuse those once they get
yeah.
in their I just I don't
I've seen people though just cut that bit off, and I'm like,
I know.
I think if a rodent, to be honest, especially a rat, I'm like, I it really puts me
Yeah.
off.
Yeah, I
I
just
agree.
I yeah, so I pretty much just compost those up and say, "Well, thank you
Yeah.
for coming."
There
Uh,
was there was one thing I was going to ask you, Audrey, as well. That so the Brad's atomic fusion. I've noticed on my vine that they're not all the same shape. And I went over to Linda's plot today, and hers is exactly the same. So from the top half are how Brad's Atomic used to be,
yeah.
and underneath the last 2 feet, they're Brad's Atomics, but they're round. They're like big,
Oh,
big
interesting.
round.
I've never had that.
Yeah,
And
and I
I'm
thought it was
right.
just me. But
Oh,
granted,
interesting.
I did give her the plants, but they were Brad's Atomic Fusion. But for some reason, we've got on the same vine different shaped
Well,
tomatoes, and they're all the same colors.
yeah, there's Atomic Fusion and there's Brad's Atomic Grape.
Mm,
So maybe I don't know, did you cross the two? I don't know.
no,
Yeah. Yeah.
'cause-
Interesting. I've never seen because it's
mm,
usually Atomic Fusion that produces the round because
mm.
those are much more and they're bigger than the Brad's Atomic.
Yeah, honestly, they're both on
Interesting.
the same vine. I'll try and show it on the next video because they all look like Brad's Atomic on the top
Right.
half. Underneath, all big round Brad's Atomic fusions. It's strange.
Wow. Well,
Yeah,
you're getting 2 for 1 maybe. That's not a bad deal.
maybe. Yeah.
So is there anything else that you have found great success with this year?
Beans. Oh, beans. I've been. Well, I
Okay.
have to say, apart from tomatoes, I've been pretty lucky. the new plot, I kind of rushed all the beds in and just
Right.
they were just all dug over and planted up. And I've been lucky with beans, swede, cabbage, leeks, broccolis, everything. Everything's worked really well on the new plot. But beans have been, oh god, I've even bought a new chest freezer which came today because I've run out of space and I don't want to, you know,
I
waste
know.
them. So yeah,
I know. It's right now, this part of the season, it's definitely juggling the produce that's coming in and making
yeah,
sure, it's this is, I think, one of the excuse me. We're both having throat tickles going on
yeah.
here.
I actually had COVID 2 weeks ago and I've still got this
Oh,
lingering dry cough. So I am trying to,
oh,
I am muting the live a little bit. I'm like in the
I
background and things, but
yeah, no, I hate to say I've not gotten COVID.
oh, you're
So
so lucky.
I know, and I hate to say it because, like, somehow that virus is gonna creep under my door, and
Yeah,
kinda hard to
hopefully
avoid
not.
it.
Hopefully not.
Yeah. Um, okay, so you've had a great bean year. I think Jesse is having also a great bean year.
Yeah.
Uh, I have not yet harvested one bean from my garden.
Wow.
Somebody
Is
came
that
in and
normal?
absolutely not.
Let me see
Somebody
if I
came
can.
in and ate them all, but then they
Oh,
rebounded, and I, of course, planted more. But I'm yet to harvest even one.
I
This has been a very discouraging garden year.
yeah. Sounds like
Uh,
it. I've had 3 months of. I've just put my phone up to see if I can see the chat better. But yeah, I've had 3 months of beans, constant beans, and giving them away. And yeah, I don't
well,
know.
and one of the things I bought at the farmer's market this week was like a half bushel of beans because we hadn't had them. So
Yeah.
I canned up some dilly beans, and I have a freeze dryer coming shortly. So I
Oh
want to
wow.
try freeze drying some beans, see how that works. Uh, so
Audrey, sorry
yeah,
to interrupt. Ali from the Right Pay Plot, she just texted me saying she don't think it's me. Nobody can message either, so the chat's gone. So yeah, I don't know what's happened, but nobody can write in the chat. Oh, it's saying message error. Why? But yeah, for some reason, Ali's just texted me saying she can't message either. So I
uh,
don't know what's happened.
should we restart?
I don't
Do
know.
you,
I don't know.
I don't know either. This is one of those moments. Well, see, now I'm
Yeah,
seeing Robin just
maybe they're coming through now. Oh, yeah. Someone say this is working again.
oh,
Let's
okay.
try. Oh, it's working again. Oh,
Okay, thank you. I
maybe.
was kind of wondering, I wasn't seeing any, and you guys usually talk your heads off. So,
Yeah.
uh uh
Oh, thank God it's working.
okay, Jersey Dave is asking what beans uh do you recommend? So I'm going to say, why don't you give your recommendations and I'll give mine.
I French beans wise, I love Blauhilde. They're purple beans and they're vines, and I just find them such a good bean, not only to taste but to store as well. Every time I take them back up the freezer and I just put them straight in the hot water, they come out just as if I just taken them off the vine. So I've always been a big, and they're so prolific as well. You know, I get so many beans off them. I would say for French beans, Blauhilde. But I've been going back and forth beans, runner beans or pole beans for about 3 years now, changing my mind and going back to them. But yeah, I would like to say, you know, I've got a few runner beans, but I'm still not happy. I'm not 100% happy with the varieties that I keep going. So yeah, if anyone else got any to give me a variety of runner bean, they're quite prolific, but they're just not quite how I remember when I was younger. So I'm still looking for that bean. So
Yeah, well, it might be a bean called Kalima.
oh wow,
Cilima. Best bean I have ever tasted.
really? I don't
Ever.
think we have that over here. They're Kalima. I'll write it down. Is it like a pole bean?
It's a dwarf, but it's a French bean.
Okay, how
And
do you spell it?
Calima.
I'll have a look for that.
Yeah, now they're green, so they're a little harder
Mm.
to
Yeah.
pick than the nice purple ones. But oh, I've never tasted such a good bean. So it was sad to have to go buy them at the farmer's market because I don't know what, they don't let you know what variety they are. But they're nice beans. Um, Robin's saying that her top beans for flavor are top notch, which is a wax bush bean.
Yeah, I
I
don't
think
think
I've
we get
seen
them
that
here
one.
either.
Yeah. So that'd be a
I think
yellow bean, I think. Um,
um,
and what's
I,
your
I tend to use like Scarlet Emperor. I've tried that a few times, and there's one called Scarlet Empire. But I was just trying to look through my bean variety. White Lady was another one that I tried this year. But yeah, there's so many varieties, and I think sometimes when you get like they say, oh, it's stringless, so try that.
right?
I think sometimes that impacts on whenever you. I always find with veg if they perfected something that you didn't really like, they've kind of taken from something else, and I feel like sometimes the flavor's gone or the texture or they don't store as well. So I always feel like something's been robbed from Peter to give to Paul. So I'm still out there looking for the perfect runner bean.
Yeah, I used to grow Scarlet Emperor just for the flowers. I
Yeah,
didn't grow them for the bean. This was back in probably my early days of gardening, but I just thought they were so pretty, and they put out those beautiful red flowers.
yeah.
Yeah. Someone was also asking, what is the favorite way to preserve the beans? I
Uh,
think I
I
said,
Mainly I freeze.
yeah,
I do make runner bean chutney as well. That's a beautiful one. It's a curried, so it's a curried runner bean chutney, and that's absolutely to die for. It's one of my favorite things. Um, but apart from that, I tend to freeze or I eat them fresh. I mean, I could eat runner beans every single meal,
right,
and they're a good gift as well. Runner beans. There's not many people that I know that don't like runner beans, so they're always happy to. And I work in a hospital, so there's this for some reason in my work. There's so many vegetarians, and if I take vegetables in, they're always just like grabbing them off me. So I
gobbling.
have to try.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah.
Now
So
I've
this.
never eaten a fresh runner bean.
Wow.
I've always now that I grow them maybe every other year, and I save the seeds, and I just
Yeah.
cook them as a dry bean. So
Wow.
I've never eaten a fresh one because the pods always seem so thick.
No. Well, you're supposed
I
to
might
get them when.
maybe I'm picking them too late, and they're furry on
Yeah,
the
like
inside.
you have to get them when they're about 6 inches and they're quite bendy, but you don't want them when they're too stringy. So, and you just top and tail, and then I run it like a potato peeler on either side, and
Okay.
then I just chop them into little 2 inch pieces and boil them in salted water. Smoked bacon and baby potatoes with butter on. It's one of my favorite meals. It's a childhood meal. Maybe it's like something that we do here, but yeah,
Well, and I think there's always something good if you can recreate a childhood meal because those are memories and they kind of warm your soul a little bit, don't they? Um, yeah, and I think my favorite way of storing beans is I think freezing. If it's a French bean, I just blanch them and freeze them, or I pickle them. I do like to pickle them.
I've never heard of pickled runner beans.
Oh, now runner
Oh, do
beans.
you mean pickled just the beans?
Yeah. No, just the, like the French beans. I pickle those.
Wow.
Yeah. So those are very good pickled. And, yeah, so that's kind of what and then with the other beans, the dry I just dry them and keep them in the cupboard, so to speak. Um, yeah, but, well, I'll have to next time I do runner beans, I might do that next year
Hmm.
because
Yeah,
it's been a few years since I've done those.
the only time I tend to keep the beans is for like things like the what they call the butter beans. I tend to do those a lot. The Greek gigantes and balottis and things like that. I keep the
Right.
beans for them for casseroles and things, but runner beans, I've never thought. Well, I do keep the beans, but I keep the beans to dry to plant next year. So
Right.
that's the only reason why I keep them. I've never thought of keeping the beans to eat.
Now, here's the thing with the scarlet runner beans, because they're like a they're not red, they're like a mauve and black
Mm,
combo. They do turn into a very unfortunate color when you cook them
yeah,
because it
like a
all kinda,
grey.
yeah, kinda gray.
Yeah,
So, I if you can get past the color of them, they taste quite good. Um, so we've had some mixed results
yeah.
with beans this year. Yeah,
I
dilly
think
beans for the win. Absolutely.
I think Jessie was quite lucky that she had good runner beans. But I know
Oh, man, her beans,
well,
like, she
yeah.
is just by the basket, she's taking those in.
Same. But I when I did like I asked my channel to ask where they were from and whether or not they had good seasons with it, and I think it was like 90% of England had horrific bean harvests, but Wales all come back saying the rain has been coming and coming and coming, and so have the beans. So it's really nice. I know if I've had a good downpour, I'll go over there and they're just fresh and soft. And the only problem is the more beans you have, the more I have to keep cancelling plans because I like to prepare them fresh. And I think I'm sat in the house watching television, preparing all these buckets of beans, and all my friends are out. But God, I've turned 40 now, so I'm I'm over the hill. So I'm happy just to stay in with my runner
You're
beans.
over the hill.
I'm
I
over the
think you're
hill
just
now.
starting to see the hill.
No, I don't know. I feel like I fell over the hill, Audrey. That's the problem.
No, that's what I always feel like. I'm in the shadow of the hill, at this
Yeah.
point.
No.
Uh, Chris, and I think this would be a question for you, Danny, is, iceberg lettuce any good to grow over the winter? The name seems
In,
to suggest that. Well, that is
no.
true.
That is very true, and you would
Yeah,
think it, but if
that
that's in the UK,
I think yes.
no. Um,
Okay.
Sadly not. I think it's more just because of the crunch and it's quite. I don't know. Whenever you take an iceberg out of the fridge, it has always got that like that icy sort of crunch to it. I
Yeah.
think that's what it more is. Um, but yeah, sadly not. And there is lettuces that you can grow over the winter and things. But sadly not. And I love an iceberg because one of the hardest things.
Well, and they're also
Yeah,
so very full of water. I mean, more than I think any other lettuce. They are just
yeah,
brimming. So I would think cold temperature would really affect those. Um,
yeah. I think Dusty Flats has said, Danny, so this new tunnel will have automation. Yes. I think I'm just not being biased, and this is not a bragging thing, but I think I'm gonna have the most high tech polytunnel on the UK YouTube market. I think it's going to be is solar powered, is off grid, but it's so industrial that it can automatic water all the polytunnel whenever I want. It connects to my phone, and
Look at you. I hear a little doggy there.
yeah, it's Charlie's right by here. I think he wants to scratch for his ear. But yeah, it's going to automatically water, and I can set timers for and how much I want to water. And you can have zones as well. So it's going to water. I'm going to have the whole polytunnel watering, and then on a different timer, then because obviously I don't need as much water, I'm going to have it automatically watering all my potato buckets as well on a different zone. So there is a video coming out about that once I've put the tunnel up, and I feel sorry for this company because I've had this in a box underneath my table for about 4 months, and it's because of this tunnel and jobs that I had to get done and stuff. And I'm in uni as well on top, so I was trying to get all those things done first. So yeah, now I can finally get this watering system in, and it's one thing in the UK. Look at it. Come here. It's one thing in the UK that everyone always moans about, like having polytunnels and greenhouses that they can't water them all the time and all. But luckily, I hopefully, fingers crossed, this system will do me justice and do me well.
Wow, so
Yeah,
you're the guy to watch now.
yeah. It's not going to be like you can get like little automatic systems that will water like your greenhouse and stuff,
Right.
but this is that intense. You can have sprayers, nozzles. You can hose from it as well. Is
Wow.
is the bee's knees of, and I've
So the
yeah
polytunnel needs its own channel.
yeah. It definitely does. It should have one, yeah.
Oh, look at that cute
Look at
little
him.
face. Oh,
He's
oh.
whenever I'm on a live, normally he sits behind and I can hear him crying away and stuff as well. But most people on my channel now know about Charlie. He's like this whenever I film him. He's always in the way of the camera and he's always trying to take attention. And on lives, he jumps up and stuff. He just, yeah. If I was on the
Oh,
phone, he wouldn't care. But it's whenever he sees there's a live, he seems he
well,
seems to want to be.
sure, he wants to be in the action.
I should have him as a guest one day on the thing on the live.
You should. That'd be cute. I see that it's Margaret's birthday today. Happy birthday, Margaret.
Happy birthday. It's actually my other dog's Louis' birthday today as well, but Louis not bothered. It's his birthday. He's on the floor. He doesn't care. He doesn't. He's like an old man. There's a few people saying that they can't comment again, Audrey. So I think there has been problems with the chat on the live. So
Yes, I will. I guess I'll look into that next chat or see if we can.
yeah, it might just be a connection thing or something. Dorcas was saying, sounds like what I need to water my new plot. Honestly, I can't wait to show everyone. I've been really excited about it. It's solar powered as well. So you can connect to the mains if you're near the mains, and you can connect it to a hose pipe tap if you want. But it also comes with a pump as well, so that if you haven't, which I haven't got, mine's going into like an IBC tank and it pumps the water up and it automatically waters everything when I want and how much. So yeah, I'm excited about that. Probably,
Yeah, well, I think everybody's just going to be turned green when they're
yeah.
watching how cool this is.
Yeah, I used to have like my tunnel used to have all, like lights and all in it before, so I've got to. That was the meticulous task I had this morning to take all the electrics out of the old polytunnel. But yeah, Linda's having that tunnel, so she's going to be in the dark in there, and she should have lights in her polytunnel because she sometimes arrives at the allotment at 9 p.m. at night. You know, she's there. She's like a night owl sometimes.
Well, I think you get there when you get there, right? Like, what time do you have to be able to get there? Um,
I'm quite a morning person, so I'll go over there round about 9, 10 in the morning. You know, sometimes early. I was there really early this morning. But Linda's in the chat now. She's the Feel Good Garden, and she sometimes she'll turn up at like 5 or 6 in the evening and text me saying, "Do you fancy coming over for a coffee?" And I'm bunged up in my pajamas by then.
I saw a question that was for both of us. Now I can't see it. I'm just running through.
Is it about foxes?
Oh, well, no, there was one that talked about badgers and foxes and
It says, "What I was asking are foxes and badgers protected in the UK, and can they be moved from the allotments?" And ooh, they
they
are protected.
uh,
Um,
I remember hearing from Jesse that they
mm,
can't do anything about badgers,
no, but I think
but
they
they
can.
can help redirect foxes.
Yeah.
Um, oh, look at that name.
I'm a little bit open minded about it. Probably because we haven't got those problems. So I'm probably like, oh, they're only badgers. But I can understand they destroy all your hard work and things. But the issue is where I live. They were probably living there before us. So it's kind of like we've moved on and we're like, yeah, get off. But yeah, it is. It's very annoying if they are. If
Yeah,
they are.
yeah. I just always think like we don't have foxes, but I just think they're so pretty
Yeah,
that
we don't have foxes either.
from someone who doesn't have to deal with obviously foxes can do some damage,
Mm.
but I'd rather
I
look at
think
a
they're just like
fox than a
children, though, aren't they? Foxes
squirrel.
are just like children. They jump on the nets, they're bouncing around like trampolines. And
Well,
I mean, can you believe, like, in my life, I've only ever seen a fox once, and that wasn't even where I lived. That was when I was working away, and I seen a fox once. I've never seen a fox in real life. And I remember speaking to Gem in the garden about this, Gemma, and she sees a fox in her garden every morning, and she says they're a nightmare, and there's so many in London. I've never seen a fox where I live ever, and I live quite. I don't live in a city or anything, but and there's loads of foxes I'm sure around, but I've never seen one in my life. Never seen a
oh,
fox
wow.
apart from once when I was working away. Yeah,
Well, I don't think I have either, but that doesn't
yeah,
surprise me because I just don't live in a place where there's a lot of foxes.
yeah.
So I've seen a coyote, but I
I've
haven't
never
seen.
seen it. We don't have coyotes either, but they do scare me though because I always hear about them stealing people's dogs and things.
Yeah, the purse dogs. Purse dogs. It's like we have an alerts around the neighborhood, like coyote spotted here, like get your dog
Yeah.
outside. Because we have a lot of purse dogs, also in this neighborhood. So
Do you mean like the little
the little
tiny
teeny
teeth?
dogs, like little
Yeah.
Yorkies and those kind of. Okay, here. So there was a question for both of us. This is from Dorcasaur. If you could start again, would you do anything differently? And I'm assuming.
Hmm.
Um,
Do they mean the channel, or do they mean
I
our lot? Or
I don't know. I'm guessing. I'm guessing the gardens because sure there'd be a lot of things probably we would do differently on the channel. Um,
yeah.
I wonder if I would. I don't
I
know.
probably I probably wouldn't, because I feel like everything I've done on my channel or on even in my garden, if I've made a mistake, I've never been one on my channel to have make it such a big thing if I've had a problem in the garden, because I always smile through it and think, that's the thing I'm going to tackle next year. And
Right.
and again this year, I kept saying melons are going to be the year to this year, and they weren't this year. So melons next year are definitely going to be the thing I'm going to succeed. But I don't kick the dirt up a little bit if I have a mistake or something goes wrong. I just think there's always next year, because I just think when one thing is a good season for, there's a reason for that, and something else will fail, and you can't have all the veg growing at the same time perfect, because they all like different environments. So yeah, I just take it as it is, whatever season it is. Next year, I guarantee you, I'll have a poor runner bean season, and I'll be really sad about that.
Well, and I think that's true. Like to me, a garden is an evolving. It's always in process.
Yeah.
So even if I think, well, that bed is not really where I'd like it, then
Mhm.
I'll make a plan to move it. Uh,
Same.
I think it's just you just kind of evolve. So I don't think mine looks the way it did when it was first conceived.
No. Yeah.
Uh, so it just kind of, and then you go, oh, this is a good spot to grow this in. Well, this year it was, but next year it might not be.
Yeah.
So you just kind of have to. I just think rolling with the punches is the best way to be a gardener,
Yeah, and I
on
kind of think
YouTube
if
or
it was
not,
all
right?
perfect, yeah, if it was all perfect, it'd be boring. It would get so boring, and we'd all be like, "Oh, this is too easy now. Everything's just growing perfect."
Yeah,
And I like to have a little bit of a, "Oh, that didn't work," and okay, how can I solve that next year? And autumn for me, or fall, it's my perfect time. I actually love autumn. I love stripping the garden right back to where I don't, to bare soil, and thinking, okay, what didn't work? And, even this year, if I go back to my videos last year, I was saying I've perfected it. I've put the beds in everywhere where I need it to be. And then this year, I've realized that they're too close. So a lot of my beds, even though they're metal raised beds full of soil, they will be moved about six
right.
to 10 inches, because they're too close together. So yeah, there's
And
always
you
something to
and you
change,
don't really realize that until they're too close together, and then you go,
and
"Oh,
and
I
and they're
was."
full of flowers and plants climbing all over them. You don't take the. I remember a few people saying to me once, like, "God, your path walking up to the fig and olive, from the fig and olive, or archway to the polytunnel is so wide. It's a good 5 or 6 foot wide on some part." And now I'm walking through about a foot or so, because the
Yeah.
flowers just encase it all. So you do lose all that space. So yeah,
Yeah, but you can walk. So there's the
yeah.
there's the upside. Feel Good Garden is asking,
Oh, not really.
have you sown carrots in September, even though it says June on the latest packet?
Linda is notorious for whatever it says on the seed packet. She will do about 5 to 6 months later, and yes, but
Well,
I haven't. But I think we've had such a weird year that I would say give it a go, because I've sown carrots. I think you like maybe like an early nonce or something like that that'll grow quite quicker, or autumn king might be quite a good variety to try now as well. Um, but yeah, I know Linda. She's going to be putting something up. She was telling me about it today about growing carrots in egg boxes that she's put holes in already in the bottom of the egg boxes, and she's hopeful, and she said that this has worked. So I'm going to let her try it first. And yeah, there is some people now. They're writing capitals. They're saying, "Daddy." There's one saying, "Danny, will it be? Will it? What will be automated on the new tunnel? Oh, the watering system. So all the watering system will be. I can pick what time."
Okay, Danny's a little frozen. We'll give him a moment. Maybe he was overtaken with joy because he's going to have an automatic watering system. I don't know if you can hear me, Danny. If you just want to sign off and sign back on, that might work. Or is everyone frozen and I'm the only one that isn't? Uh, we shall see. I'm just gonna move along, and we'll. Danny's a pro, so he will join us again and answer the question about that. I see a question about from Susan. She's thinking, I'm thinking upload videos about my allotment journey. What advice would you give to someone starting out? Uh, Film a lot more than you think you're going to want to use. Um, because sometimes, okay, I'll give you a couple pieces. Film more than you think you need. Uh, Begin with a clear idea of what you want your video to do or say, meaning kind of even come up with a title before, so you know where the video is going to land, unless it's just a tour video, and then you just take a tour. But it's really helpful if you know where you want to land at the end. And then everything that you film goes towards that, and you don't end up with a lot of footage that has nothing to do with it. So it gives you a little clearer. And if you can start with your title, I think that's almost the best way to start because it really helps keep you focused. And think about a thumbnail uh, while you're doing that so that you take that at the same time. And yeah, just have fun. Have fun with it, and don't let it constrict your gardening. Let the camera be just an extension of that. Um, yeah. So I hope that helps, Susan. Um, and I think you know, jump in. The water's warm. There's plenty of room on YouTube for gardeners, and I think watching someone's journey is wonderful. So I hope that helps. Um, if not, if I can help in any other way, or Danny, I'm sure when he comes back in, we'll have a here he is. Well, might have some thoughts for you. Let me get him. I see him. Hi, Danny. Just a sec. Where's my? There we go. Here he is. Hi
Oh, I
there,
don't know what
sir.
happened.
You know,
Technology, eh?
I don't know. I think we have bugs in our throat today, and we have bugs in the computer.
Yeah.
So I was
It,
just talking to Susan at Susan's Allotment Diaries. She's thinking about starting uploading some videos about her allotment journey,
oh yeah.
and I was giving her some of my uh, thoughts, and you probably have a few, I would think.
Do
Um,
it. Like my advice would be to, if you're worried about filming yourself, let me grab Charlie. I'm on a live, Charlie. Come here.
wow,
Like,
he sounds like a much bigger dog than he is.
yeah. Yeah. My advice would be just, if you're worried about filming, first of all, record them first, and then watch them through yourself, and then think like, oh, is that okay? What can I do better? And that's what I'd probably do. If I could look back now, I think I'd film them and just get used to the camera first because I looked really uncomfortable on the first ones. And I mean, if someone probably watched my channel from the start now, they think, "Oh my god, that was painful to watch." It was painful for me to watch, but yeah, I'd say definitely do it. And also, um, yeah, Susan, if you want, you can send me an email and I'll give you a pile of advice as well. Because I've got like this email that I send now because I get asked this question more than most questions. So yeah, Susan, you're happy to email me if you want, and I'll go through the how tos of YouTube with you if you want. But yeah, I would definitely say just don't be hesitant. Just get out there and record, and if they
Yep.
like you, they like you, and if they don't, then there'll be someone else around the corner that'll subscribe to you anyway. So don't try and please anyone. Just be yourself. That's my big advice. And
Yes,
I would,
absolutely.
yeah, I was told, at the start, like, oh, maybe not be as chirpy and stuff, but that's just not me. So I go on the camera and I look at the camera. And my biggest advice would be probably actually is to look at the camera and talk to the camera as if you're talking to your friend. And that's how I talk. And I like the fact that my viewers, they're watching as if I'm talking to them rather than telling them what to do, or
Right.
I'm more just having a little casual chat with them. So yeah, it's a bit. I find that a bit better. So just talk to you, and also if you're going to use your phone, don't watch the screen. Look at the lens because a lot of the times people use their phones and they're looking at the screen because they think that's what they should be looking at themselves, but they should be looking at the lens of the phone. So that's a pet
Yes.
hate of mine. That.
Yeah, and it's hard to do that. Like right now, I usually look at Danny on my
Yeah,
screen, but I should be looking at the camera, but I
yeah.
prefer to look at a human being.
Yeah,
So,
same. My
yeah,
camera's a good 6 inches above where you are, and actually
yeah,
on the right a bit more. So I'm consciously I'm just looking at a little small light on my camera, and it's
yeah.
not really
Yeah,
the
that's hard. I'm not good at that yet, but that's
no.
really where I should be looking all the time.
Yeah,
And remember, it's not acting. This is you
no.
just being yourself in your garden,
And I
and
promise you, if you have to act on top of filming, editing, gardening,
you won't do it.
produce it, you'll never do it, and you'll slip up. You will slip up. You'll fall back into your normal thing. Just be yourself on that camera, and it's easier. I
Yeah,
go over now and I can just run out a video as if I've just caught up with a friend, and then I come home then, and I probably spend more time editing now um, than filming because I'm just so used to it now. But it'll take time as well. Don't expect to be at the same standard as people that you're watching on YouTube because remember they had a journey as well, and they might have been going for about 2 years
mhm,
or 3 years, or some people are lucky they've had experience in other ways where they're more confident on the camera. But yeah, I remember like I think it was Hugh Richard once said something like he never removes his old videos because it's a reminder of where he started and where he is now, and I like that. I like that idea of keeping them even if they're a bit cringy.
and did you hear that Hugh Richard believes that the way, uh, Americans say herbs is the correct pronunciation?
That's I'm
He did.
appalled to say that he's Welsh if he agrees with that.
Well, he said it on a video,
He
that
said
he put out.
herbs.
He said herbs is the correct pronunciation.
I gotta be honest, like the Welsh do tend to say, I don't say herbs, I do say herbs. I think I do say herbs, but um, I do always notice that when you say it, you really pronounce it, and they do bring it up to you a lot as well, don't they? I've noticed
Oh,
that.
they love every time I say herbs, they gotta go, "You mean herbs?" And, anyway, so can you say that really long city's name in Welsh?
I can. Do you want me to say it?
Yeah.
Imagine I couldn't say it now. That'd be embarrassing, wouldn't it?
Well,
It's the
only if anybody's heard it before.
Yeah, it's a town in North Wales, and it's Llanfair Pwll Gwyn Gill Gogerach Gwyndrabeth Llant y Silio Go Go Goch, and it's the longest word in Welsh. But I can
Wow.
say it, yeah. I was really shocked once because Muddy Boots, Nigel from Muddy Boots, he can say it as well, and he's not Welsh. So I was really impressed, really, that he could say it, and it
Yeah,
is a mouthful.
I saw it on the Graham Norton show, I think, the other night.
Really?
There were 2 Welsh guys, and they could both say it. Uh,
Yeah.
but it was like a big, uh anyway, it was just funny the way they all did it, but I just can't believe that's a city name, but
Look
God
at
bless
Charlie.
you.
He's literally just trying to steal the show here, isn't he? I'll just leave and he can sit here.
Okay, so we have. Oh, bye, Laura. Nice for you to pop in. Always good to see you.
I know
Um,
the chat's going so quick. I can't.
I know I'm having trouble keeping up with it.
Yeah, I'm going to have to brush up on this because, like I said before I started this, I had to start all the computer back up and all, and it was weird coming in here and turning the camera on and thinking like, God, it feels like only last week I was doing my lives and I shut the computer down for the last time and thought a break and it's starting up again, Audrey, and yeah, just it's a
Well,
job, isn't it? It's a job
well,
and hard
you
to.
you kind of have to be aware of a couple things that are happening,
I
and you
know.
can't let little technical glitches throw you. You just kind of have to work through it. So,
That's one of the reasons why I have people on there who've done lives themselves because I
yeah,
always know if I get bumped out, and Jane Kelly's a perfect for that. She'll jump in my seat and she'll take over. This is
yep,
as if you've got guests on who've never done lives before. They're panicking. They don't know. They feel
right.
like they're in the hot seat. But yeah,
Yeah, and they don't realize they really are in the hot seat. No.
yeah, no,
It's all just good fun that we're doing here.
absolutely, yeah. And
So
it's casual. Is a good platform to chat and interact with the viewers as well and other YouTubers as well, and especially like because you can't come to our like garden shows like Malvern and things, so
right.
it's the next best thing really for us to for you
Oh,
to be
I
there
I
on.
wish we had things like
Yeah.
that. Well, somebody was asking about. Oh no, sorry, it was in the UK, and we did answer it. I'm sorry. It
Mm.
was a question I thought about. Um, okay. So are you looking forward to anything new that you'd like to grow next year? Is there such a thing as a new variety or new or new,
Mm.
or something that you've never grown?
Well, I was actually gonna email you actually because I'm hoping that you'll send me a nice little parcel this Christmas of maybe with like a melon or something in this year.
Maybe.
Maybe. Normally, Audrey gets like this little email saying like, "Hi, Audrey. I wonder if you could send me some new." I like new and different things, and
Sure.
yeah, you're my little go-to. You and Ali as well. The
Yeah,
Rusty
Allie is
Garden.
like she's like the
She's
seed
like
queen.
seed dealer, but
Yeah,
um,
she is.
but yeah, it's always nice to try those ones because you always seem to have the best varieties or the fun varieties. Like I think in Britain we tend to stick to what we look for the old reliables and stick with them. And
Well, but you, I think a lot of people in the UK garden for different reason
yeah,
than maybe we do. Although
yeah,
I garden for produce for sure, because
mm,
I just don't think there's anything better. But I
yeah,
think maybe I think just the way allotments started, they started
yeah,
as we're supplementing the family food source. And
yeah.
see, gardens here did not start like that.
No,
So
and
it's
I've
make
never
it
really
pretty
thought
and
that.
yeah,
It's ingrained. I remember when I first did a flower bed on the plot, and I remember this old guy was just staring at it for ages, and I walked onto I could see him from the outside hedge, and I come around. I said, "Everything okay?" He was like, "What's this?" I was like, "Oh, this is a dahlia bed." He was like, "What for?" And I was like, "Oh, they're just flowers." He was like, "What to
what
eat?" I
the
was like, "No, they're just to look nice."
you
And he
eat
was like,
flowers? What do
"You
you
know,
what
you can eat dahlia tubers, but I've never done it." But he was like, "What? What? So there's an actual bed you're all? Oh, they're not going to be happy about this. You want to consider?" And I have pushed the boundaries a little bit and all. And yeah, I think our allotment has definitely changed in the last 5 years from how we used to be. There's a lot of youngsters coming on now as well, and you know, bougie women like Linda. She comes on and she's growing. Linda purposely, if you went to her plot, she purposely allows things to go to seed because she likes the flowers of vegetables. I was walking around today with her and she was like, "This is the elephant garlic gone to seed. These are the leeks," and she likes the flowers of all
well,
plants.
they
Seed.
do produce pretty
Yeah,
flowers, and the bees love them.
yeah.
I mean, yeah, pollinators go crazy for that kind of brassica seeds, or when that goes to seed, those
Mm,
beautiful little yellow flowers. I mean, it's hard to pull them out, but you know,
yeah,
you gotta find a balance, right, between the
yeah,
crazy seed. But I know Robin too does a lot of seed saving,
yeah.
so
Robin's
that's
good.
one.
She sends me bits and bobs as well. So I'm always, whenever I see those letters come through, and I think this has come from over water, I always know I'm going to open it, and it's a nice little surprise. And yeah, so I'm
Yeah,
just I'm just
but she
hinting out
really,
there, Robin, Ali, Audrey. No, it's
yeah,
nice. I
Robin does that nice balance between tidy garden and having things go to seed because I'm collecting them.
and
Like,
the
that's
good
a
thing about
balance, I think.
yeah, and Rob,
Yeah.
and she does it so well as well because she collects enough seed to send to loads of people as well, and also she's got like you know centers in her area as well, where she's dropped seeds off as well, which
Oh,
I think is really really
like
nice.
hundreds and hundreds and thousands of seeds that
Yeah,
she gives to that seed bank.
and
Uh,
then makes the little packets as well for it with the labels and stuff as well, and
I know,
yeah,
no, it's
she is
yeah,
wonderful. Oh,
she's
Robin's actually in the chat,
she
I
is,
think, because
yes.
I can only see an older version of the chat, so I'm back to that now. I don't know what's happened, but yeah, as long as the chat's working okay.
Well, it seems to be everybody's cats are a problem? Cats? I have one right to my right side sleeping at the moment.
Oh,
Oh,
they
cats are a
pee.
problem here. They pee and kill my raspberry plants. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah,
We actually like the cats on our plots because they keep the rat population down. So we're
sure,
always
they're
like,
like a
yeah, come
little,
on.
in-house police department.
Oh, I think I can see the chat now, and I've just seen that Ali's wrote. I've just bought Alice's. If you haven't grown them already, Alice's Dream are beautiful tomatoes. They're so beautiful. I'm I'm because I'm taking the tunnel down. I'm only the ones that are ripening now are like my first ones of some of them to ripen. I'm just harvesting now to collect seed. That's literally what I'm doing because I cannot wait any longer. I got to have the new
Yeah.
tunnel up, so I have to sacrifice my tomatoes that could ripen. We're gonna
Yeah,
see. I'm gonna try and
I'm
save some.
growing Alice's Dream for the first time this year, and I still don't have a ripe one.
I've got one right one, and it is absolutely beautiful.
Yeah,
It's
I'm looking forward to trying that. Oh, I did also wanna say, what was that? I think a lot of people are growing that Starship, and I'm gonna get the name wrong, Prime
firefighter or something, starship something.
Starship, Prime, yeah, I'm really botching the name. Anyway,
Yeah,
if you
I know what you
it
mean.
yeah, it's like the new, um, variety on the YouTube thing.
I've got it growing, but it's nowhere
Oh,
near ripening,
I've
so I don't know
harvested
whether that's
about
gonna.
7 of them the other day. It
Hmm.
is absolutely a delicious tomato. Like,
Yeah,
it's
I don't
gorgeous.
think I'm gonna be saving seed for that because I don't think it's ripe enough to save. So
Oh, it is gorgeous.
we'll just see.
And they're these beautiful almost they look like a Christmas ornament
Rebel
almost.
Starfighter Prime. Yeah, that's
There
what's on.
you go. The Rebel was what I was missing. Um,
So if
oh my
someone wants to
goodness.
send me Rebel Starfighter, I'd be very
Wink,
appreciative.
wink. Okay. I know. I have so many seeds I need to get mailed out.
Oh, I know. I always like to share, but time was so precious, and it's a running joke when I say I'll send you seed, and then I put them all together in envelopes, and I just can't seem to put them in that letterbox. I'm always thinking about
Well, I
50
have the
jobs in my
problem
head.
of when, I'm trying to send big seeds and they're not coming
Mm.
from a seed company. Like, how do you do that?
Well,
I
the issue is because the Royal Mail, ours all go through rollers, so they purposely crush them. It's that it is. I found this out recently by a friend who's a postman, and I said like, I remember when people were doing the peanut challenge, and everyone's peanuts were getting crushed, and they've actually narrowed the rollers down on. Yeah, it's naughty, but they don't want this seed swapping thing. I've got a friend in um, Buffalo, and yeah, he actually sprinkled the seeds on my Christmas card as if it was glitter and sent the Christmas card over, and I actually had to pick them off the front of the Christmas card, and
Well,
it worked a treat.
I've done, in birthday cards, and it's not their birthday, but just in case it gets opened. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, sometimes it's hard to do that with a big seed.
Jean has just wrote in, Danny, it's not just seeds you don't send, it's dibbers too. Jean, I've actually got your dibber here in an envelope, honestly, somewhere. And I've been saying for months, honestly, it must be 3, 4 months I've been saying, I sent one and it got lost in the post. And and I remember dismantling the polytunnel yesterday when I first started. And I remember seeing the last couple of dibbers that had grow up written on the side. And that's why I thought, I still haven't sent that. So, Jean, that is on the list. That's on my list. I promise you. You will get in the next couple of days because I
Well, and you're going to
keep
be live
promising you.
now again, like on a weekly basis soon. So
I know.
Jean's gonna
And Jean will be
Jean is
right there.
gonna follow you
Yeah,
as
I've got
well.
Jean Dibber written on here, so
Good
gonna
for you,
post it.
Jean. Keep him honest.
Yes, keep me on my toes, you do. Jane Kelly normally does that. She's the one that normally reminds me and tells me off. She tells me off when I do forget. It's never intentional though. I just this last year or so with juggling 2 plots, the channel, full-time job, and then full-time uni on top. It was so much to juggle, and it was never intentional that I never sent seeds or things out. It's just I
Yeah,
don't know how I had found time to even sleep, but
because
it's
life just gets in
yeah,
the way. I
but
mean,
it's quieting down now,
yeah,
so I'm okay. The balance
yeah.
is really there, so they should be hopefully getting like I don't want to say it, but maybe 2 videos after Christmas a week. So we'll see. I'll try.
Well, I
Yeah.
would say under promise and over deliver. That's that's the way to do it. Well, hey, we are at the hour.
Wow. It
This
goes so
went
quick, doesn't it?
incredibly quickly. Danny, I hope you'll come back for another chat. It was
Yeah, and I
lovely
think
talking to you.
you're booked in as well to come on my lives as well, aren't you? So that'd be good. So it's not long now. I think my live start in like 2 weeks, 26th of September. So
Yeah, I'm on sometime in November, I think, because I was
yeah,
so
well,
impressed with how far out you planned.
do you know
I was
what?
like,
I put
dude,
all the
I'm
names in a
impressed.
hat. Yeah, and I booked all the way. I booked all the way till it ends till March, and that's when it's going to end. And everyone's booked, but I've 100% confirmed everyone up until
Well, and
Christmas.
things always come up and you have to juggle
Yeah,
a little bit,
because if
but
life and I mean people's lives change as well. So I have got a few friend YouTubers as well who I've said like, if this person can't do it this time, could you can you slot in? And they've said yes. So I have even got a plan B list as well. So if you might get an email, Audrey saying, Audrey, can you come on in
oh,
2 days time?
I'm usually because when you come on, it's my afternoon,
Ah,
so there's nothing. It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon here, or almost three. Oh, it is
yeah.
3. So yeah, it's like middle of my day. It's totally easy. So I'm happy to be
Oh, that's good. That's good
a,
to know.
a
I am
fill-in
looking
when you need
forward
it.
to him starting back up. It's just a lot of work, especially with 3 guests every week, trying to juggle all that, and then I get pictures from them, and I obviously try and watch all their channels as well, so I know what they're talking about, and
I
you
get
know,
it. The
yeah,
research part of it, right? No,
yeah. Especially if
well,
they're a new channel or someone quite new, that you have to try and. Someone said when will your live start on the 26th? So yeah,
and
26th of this
they're
month,
on Thursdays.
every
Like,
Thursday,
yeah, I
seven
did see.
o'clock.
Yeah,
But there
I
is a
did.
few changes going to happen on them, but I'm not going to tell them what it is. There is some
Well, that's
changes
why
that
you
week.
have to. That's why you have to tune in, right?
Yeah, tune in at 7 o'clock on the 26th. It's going to be a good one anyway. But Audrey, yeah, there might be a date before that as well. But
Yeah, no
to
worries. No
to
worries.
organise everyone like that, I had to just
Yeah,
throw them in and then hope everyone said yes. But some said no, so I had to move them around a little bit. But yeah,
yeah. Well, hey, thank you all so much for being here. I just love this community of gardeners. They're just like the best group of people I think I
yeah.
know. And look forward to it every week. And Danny, thank you so much
Oh,
for
Audrey, it's been
taking
a
time out
pleasure
of
as
your
always.
very
And
busy schedule to be here.
oh,
I
that's all
so
right.
appreciate it. And we will see. I hope you all have a great gardening week. and we will see you next week. Same
Yes.
time, same place. Bye now.